I was like, I'm exhausted from feeling this way. And the hardest part, having to go on social media every single day and give all this nutritional advice and show these healthy recipes and these awesome workouts and this lifestyle that emulates healthy, clean, empowering living. Yet on the inside, I feel not right.
Welcome to the Empower Podcast, where wellness meets real life and empowerment becomes your way of being. I'm your host, Sam.
Another Wednesday is here. Hello.
Here we are.
I'll be honest, I am not feeling 100% today. Like my immune system, I think, just with all the travel, took a hit for sure.
I think I'm in a 15-hour deficit of sleep right now.
Yeah. I got good sleep last night, but I think that we were just like go, 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 go for so long that I'm just like, oh, I just want to go to bed now, but I can't.
Like right now.
Right now. You guys, we have been on the go. So let's talk about it.
Very on the go.
We did a little West Coast trip for a good almost week. And I mean, so much packed in there. So originally we first took off and went to Vegas for HYROX. We'll talk about that. And then we went over to LA and filmed a couple podcasts, which my dream guest. We'll talk more about that. But it was a really good trip.
It was a lot of fun.
And then we got to hang out with your buddy.
Hung out with a couple buddies. Pete, Dan.
Yeah. So Vegas HYROX,
Electric.
I'm telling you, it's so much
Vegas.
fun. If you like to work out and do some functional movements and like to run, I think everyone should do at least like one HYROX. And the cool thing about HYROX is that it's not like you have to be super great at the sport. I mean, I feel like it's very diverse and welcoming to all ages. I mean, there are like 85-year-olds out there, all ages.
I think they beat me.
Men, obviously women. You could be really good at it. You could be not so great at it. And it's totally welcoming and just super fun. So the cool thing about HYROX is, I'll kind of explain it. So basically think of it as a running first fitness race versus fitness first running race, because the majority of it is running. So basically you start out running and then you have 8 functional stations, everything from ski erg to burpee broad jumps to row to farmer's carry, wall balls, like the list goes on. So you have 8 of those. And then in between each station, you have a 1,000-meter run. Yep. So what you see is what you get. You're doing the same thing every single time. They don't change it up. So really the goal is to do it as fast as you can because it's the same weight and depending on the division. Yeah. So you have like women's open, women's pro, men's open, men's pro. Those are the weights. If you're doing, and then let me say this. So then you have different groups. So you can do relay, which is a group of 4. And I would say if you are thinking about doing HYROX and want to try it, that's a really great one to start with because it's not as heavy of a workload out there. You split it up into 4 segments. So each person is taking 2 stations and 2 runs, simple as that. And then I would say if you've, mastered that, then move into mixed doubles, which is what Ian and I did. We've done that so many times. Like how many times have we done mixed doubles together?
4 or 5.
4 or 5. So much fun. So basically you split that and you can really split it however you want. And then you have solo, which I've done before. Have you done solo?
No.
Yeah.
First one I ever did was with a ruck. So you had to wear a 20-pound vest.
Yeah.
They don't do it anymore.
I forgot about that. That was like a few years ago. That was like when HYROX was like not a thing. Yeah. You guys, when HYROX first started like blowing up.
He asked me to do it the day before or 2 days before it started.
Yeah, that's how tickets sell out now right when they open, like months in advance. Ian got the LA ticket like the day before. This was like 3 years ago. So that just shows you how much HYROX is just taken off. And I'm sure people listening to this are like, yeah, we know about HYROX. Like you just see it all over, especially on social media. So anyways, that's kind of like the way it's grouped, the way you can do it. It's super fun. So with that being said, we did HYROX Vegas. We did mixed doubles. We also did not probably prepare for it as much as we would have if we were like, okay, let's take this super seriously and try to hit a PR. I think, we're both in the middle of our Ironman training. So we're obviously very focused on swimming, biking, running, and then moderately doing our bodybuilding strength training. Yeah. We're not doing a ton of like functional workouts.
Not a lot.
You're doing them more than I am, but that's just what you enjoy doing is like that CrossFit style. So I went into it being like, oh my gosh, I am so nervous. Like I've done wall balls like the past few months here and there, but like have not put things together had I been really training for this. So I looked at Ian and I was like, hey, you might have to like really help me out with the stations and like do it all. But I feel like I did a pretty good amount.
Oh, you did a great job. Yeah. I mean, I just let you fill in where you want to and do what feels good. And then
We have a really good system down. So like you started on most of the stations and then I would do like the middle portion and then you would end.
it's typically how you want to structure it.
Yes. Here's the crazy part, you guys. We hit a PR.
Very well. Randomly.
That just shows though how big running is of it. Like we hit a PR because I was super conditioned with my running and obviously you're fast. So it worked out great. It was super fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was even better than the first time we did Vegas. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So we did the race and then we went with my management company. And so we got to hang out with all of them and that was really fun. And then we had a friend text us that was like, hey, would you guys want to go to the Calvin Harris concert?
Which I love.
Well, you've never been to Calvin Harris, have you?
I've never seen Calvin Harris, but.
So we're like, heck yeah, let's go to Calvin Harris. How much fun. They said, okay, great. You know, doors open around like 10-ish, maybe is when you want to be there. So we go out to dinner and we know somebody that can like get us in to a good spot without having to wait in the line. So like we all went together and like at dinner, we get a text from whoever, your friend that helped us get in that was like, yeah, so he probably won't come on until like 1:30 a.m.
Which is closer to the time that I wake up back home.
Right. And I was like, wait, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what that life is like. So
That was 12 hours after we started our HYROX. So we're like, what are we going to do?
yeah.
Like, we had a lot of time to kill.
Yeah. So we're so tired, but I was like, I feel like we have to go, even if for like 30 minutes. So we went to a later dinner. We ended up going in the club, which, you know, we don't drink. So we're just like hanging out and it was still a great time. Yeah. And he finally came on. I think we stayed for maybe 45 minutes. It was not long, but it was a great time. We were sleep deprived, but I was like, how often do we get to do that? Like we gotta live a little.
Worth it.
So we did that. It was super fun. And then we headed out to LA the next day and spent a couple days there. So really we went there because I had 2 podcasts recording. One of them was with Dr. Chopra. I will be launching that sooner than later. She's great. She is the doctor of optimism. So we had a great discussion. Oh, hi, Lucy. She jumped in my lap again.
She's back.
She's back. But really, the headline guest out there to record with was dun 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 dun, Sonata Greca. And you guys, when I tell you, like, this is my dream guest, this woman is all the inspo to me. I mean, she is literally what I preach every day about lifting to feel strong and the aesthetics will follow. Like she says that. And how strength is not just like physical, but like runs so much deeper. Like she just exudes all of that. And it was a great discussion. But can we talk about how nervous I was?
There's a little bit of nerves. Days leading up, the drive there, when she showed up, but it was good.
Have you ever seen me that nervous?
No, not at all.
I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't eat. My tummy hurt. I was like not in a good spot. But then we got started and I was like, okay, I just feel like it naturally.
A little bit of nerves is good.
I think a little bit of nerves is great. I think so.
Do you remember what I told you?
You told me a lot of things.
What worrying is like?
Yeah, I forgot though. What was it?
Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do but doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah, I like that.
That's Van Wilder.
Some people would argue that a rocking chair is nice though to sit in.
It is nice. And a little bit of worry is not bad.
Yeah, I guess not. So anyways, it was great. And then we headed home on a red eye and got more no sleep.
Oh boy. Yeah.
That's why we're so sleep deprived today, but that's okay. We're just...
Had 1 hour when we got back.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to sleep on the plane. I bought like this pillow and everything. And
a lot of touch and goes.
Did not go as planned, but that's okay. All worth it in the end.
So with all the worry and nerves and travel and not eating the way, maybe we normally do? Like, how did it, affect your gut and all the protocol you have going on right now?
So I was nervous about that, which I want to talk about. So you guys know I'm on a huge gut protocol. I'll explain more in a second, but I think it went great given some of the limitations I had and how I had to be a little bit more strategic. Like I thought it went great. I know that like Amy had texted me and was like, how's it going? Like, and I told her like there were like a couple times like I had to get like a smoothie that had protein powder in it or else I wouldn't have like hit my protein goal. But it was from Erewhon and clean. So,
Love a good Erewhon.
But I told her, she was like, did you have any stomach pain or anything? And I was like, no bloating, no gas, no stomach pain. And she was like, this is such a good sign because you're 3 weeks in. So like you should be starting to eventually, like when we do add in foods back, like you should be feeling okay, depending on what it is, but here and there. So like all good signs, like I think it went really well.
And we ate very well the entire time.
We did. Prioritize whole foods.
Want to hear a crazy stat? 3 out of 4 homes in the US have toxic chemicals in their tap water. Even though contaminated water can look completely clear, it may expose you to things linked to fatigue, hormone disruption, cognitive decline, and even cancer. And what surprised me the most is that standard fridge filters and pitcher filters barely remove any of these contaminants. Even bottled water can contain microplastics. And that's why I love AquaTrue. We literally have one upstairs in the kitchen, the guest room. AquaTrue is a countertop water purifier that's been tested and certified to remove 84 different contaminants, including chlorine, lead, forever chemicals, and microplastics. It uses a patented 4-stage reverse osmosis purification system that goes way beyond ordinary filters to give you pure, healthy water you can actually trust. And the best part is there's no plumbing and no installation required. AquaTrue even has been featured in Business Insider and Popular Science, and it was named Best Countertop Water Filter by Good Housekeeping. Plus, 98% of customers say their drinking water is cleaner, safer, and healthier, and I agree. Head to aquatrue.com now and get 20% off your purifier using promo code SAM. AquaTrue even comes with a 30-day best tasting water guarantee or your money back. So take the guesswork out of pure, great tasting water with this exclusive podcast offer at aquatrue.com. That's AQUATRU.com using promo code SAM. So you guys know I am on a gut health protocol, a little journey, and it's really changed the way I think about food, not just what I eat, but how I nourish my body every day. And I've learned that supporting your gut, it does not have to be complicated, but sometimes it does have to be intentional. And I love Fond, especially their bone broth. If you guys see any of my what I eat in the days or just my stories on Instagram with bone broth, it's them. They have become my go-to staple because it's such an easy way to add real nourishment to my day without overthinking it. And honestly, it's just delicious. I'll sip it on its own like coffee or like tea, and especially when my digestion feels a little off, or I'll just use it at the base for like soups. I love cooking my rice in it, add it to sauces, meals for my family. It just adds so much depth of flavor, and it's one of those simple ingredients that instantly makes home cooking better. But let me tell you, what I appreciate most about Fond is how thoughtfully everything is made. Their products come from verified regenerative farms with 100% pasture-raised animals, and everything is crafted in small batches using traditional methods. So there's no powders, no concentrates, there's no additives. It's just real nutrient-dense foods made the way it's supposed to be. And you guys, my listeners, can get 10% off your one-time order with code SAMCFIT. So go to fondregenerative.com/SAMCFIT and code SAMCFIT.
So I know I went on Instagram a couple of weeks ago and I told you all kind of an update with me and my gut health journey. And, it's always hard because I am a nutritionist. I'm a personal trainer. I'm very educated in the field of nutrition, specifically clean eating, when it comes to ingredients and certain brands and just how to live a healthy lifestyle through nutrition. So for me to, at that point, a few weeks ago, still have all of these issues and symptoms going on, it almost felt a little discouraging because I'm like, what is happening? But let me take you guys back. Let's go back a few years. Honestly, like the past decade, I have had really bad gut health issues. I mean, I remember there were a couple times that I had to go to the hospital because I was having so much stomach pain. They couldn't identify like what it was. They did scans, like everything came back normal. They were like, it could be something you ate. At one point I got diagnosed with IBS-C, so IBS, constipation, because for me, like over the last decade, it was ups and downs of loose and then, normal stool. So, and then the opposite, like where I could not go well, like constipation. And with that, some of the symptoms that I experienced specifically too over the last 5 years were bloating, stomach pain, gas. Those are probably like the top 3, but just not feeling the way I honestly like looked, because I feel like I look tight. I have like a good core and all the things, but like underneath I just felt so bad. And the bloating was intense. Like I would eat things and just swell up. Like you can even attest to that. Like how many times
I've seen it live.
You've seen it live. Like I'd had this tight little core and then I would eat something that wasn't even like bad. Yeah. Like, I don't know, but I would
random stuff,
random things. And I would swell up to like, I felt like I looked like I was 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
Right?
You did.
Is that not wild? Like I was like,
it's very interesting to
this
see.
is what I look like pregnant.
Still look good.
No, just wait. And then with the stomach pain, so there were times that my stomach would hurt so bad. I would be in tears. You've seen me in tears.
Seen that? Yep.
And I would have to go up to the bedroom. And the only thing that I found relief through was quite literally laying on a heating pad on my stomach and falling asleep.
I've seen that too.
Yeah. I mean, it was horrible. But then guess what? I'd wake up the next morning, totally fine.
Like it never happened.
Like it never happened. And we've taken like before and after photos, like before, like the night before, like when I have a, whatever you want to call it, like a flare up, I guess you could say. And then I would wake up the next morning and like, looks like 6 months versus 0 months pregnant. Like that's truly what it felt like. So not ideal. Those were a lot of my symptoms over the last specifically like 5 years. And during that time too, I also had alpha-gal, which is from a tick bite. It's a red meat allergy. And my levels came back really high at one point, to the point where I was like breaking out in hives and could not eat any kind of red meat, anything with a hoof. So no pig, no cow. So really stuck to chicken and fish during that time, which was probably about 1.5 years. It was when we first met. And then I started like introducing it back and I've been pretty okay. But for me, specifically the last year, I was like, okay, I'm so tired of feeling this way. Like I cut out gluten. I've been gluten-free for many years. I cut out dairy at one point thinking it could be dairy. Like I cut out any kind of sugar, whether it was refined sugar sugar-free, like cut so many things out. And I could not figure out what it was. Like there was a time I cut out protein powders and I did feel better, but it was still there. And I looked at Ian about, when was that? 4 or 5 months ago. And I was like, there's something else going on here that's more than the food that I'm eating and, the supplements that I'm taking.
Like a serious concern.
Yeah. I was like, I think there's like, I need to do extensive blood work or something. Cause I also have been taking blood work and that all looked fine.
Yeah, looked really good.
I've done food sensitivity tests, cut out things, whatever. And I was like, I'm exhausted from feeling this way. And the hardest part, you guys, I think more than anything, the hardest part is having to go on social media every single day and give all this nutritional advice and, show these healthy recipes and these awesome workouts and this lifestyle that emulates healthy, clean, empowering living. Yet on the inside, I feel not right. It was really hard.
Like a hidden truth.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm a busy mom, right? And my days move fast, and I don't always have time to plan the perfect snack. I'm going to be honest. And especially when I'm training hard and running the kids around all day, that's why having a clean, reliable protein option on hand is huge for me. And y'all, I love Paleo Valley beef sticks. They have become a staple in our house. With my Ironman race coming up in the next few months, I'm really intentional about how I fuel my body. I need something that's going to support my training, give me real protein, and doesn't leave me feeling heavy or sluggish. And these do exactly that. But what I love about Paleo Valley is that they use 100% grass-fed beef from small regenerative farms right here in the US, which means no factory farming, no antibiotics, no hormones, and absolutely no grain-fed beef. But what sets them apart is how clean the ingredients are. And I love that as a nutritionist. Unlike a lot of beef sticks out there, these aren't packed with preservatives or strange additives. They're naturally fermented, which helps preserve them without adding sugar or anything unnecessary. And they're just really easy on the gut. Each stick has 6 grams of protein and is made with certified organic spices. They're gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, and refined sugar-free, so they're perfect whether you're heading to a workout, you're traveling, or just need something quick in between meals. Y'all, I keep these everywhere. Like I always have one in my purse. There's one in my car, one in my pantry. Even the kids have them in their backpacks. It's just nice to have a simple, clean protein option when the hunger hits. And you guys can head to paleovalley.com/SamCFit or use code SamCFit at checkout for 15% off your first purchase. That's paleovalley.com/SamCFit or use code SamCFit at checkout. Here's the thing about cleaning products. We use them every single day. And this time of year, especially when everyone's doing a little like spring cleaning, it's worth asking a simple question. Do you actually know what you're cleaning your home with? Because your home environment plays a bigger role in how you feel than most people realize. And let me break it down for you. A lot of conventional cleaners look clean, right? They smell clean. They even say natural on the bottles. But many still contain ingredients linked to things like skin irritation, hormone disruption, and respiratory issues. And what most people don't know is that companies in the US aren't even required to disclose every ingredient in the cleaning products, which is scary. But that's why I love Branch Basics. This female-founded brand is redefining transparency and helping families eliminate toxins from their homes. And they're starting with the products we use the most, our cleaning products. Their premium starter kit uses one powerful concentrate that you dilute to make everything from laundry detergent, bathroom cleaner, glass cleaner, all-purpose spray, and even pet wash and vegetable rinse. It's one formula. That's it. No mystery ingredients, no unnecessary fillers. And here's the good news. Branch Basics is now available everywhere you shop. At Target, my girls, we love our Target, Target.com, Amazon, and of course, BranchBasics.com. Tossing the toxins has never been more convenient. And for anyone grabbing the premium starter kit, you can still get 15% off at branchbasics.com with our code EMPWR. Just use code EMPWR Empower for 15% off the premium starter kit at branchbasics.com. And after you purchase, when they ask you where you heard about them, please make sure you mention our show.
You know, and I talk about boundaries, and I feel like I've been pretty transparent with my community on like, I have some gut health issues, but never to this point, to this magnitude. And honestly, at that time, it was like 5 out of 7 days of the week that I feel like I was having a flare up or something. And it got to a point where I was kind of scared to eat. Like, obviously, still
No, you were
would.
scared to eat at times.
Yeah.
There was quite a few times you're like, I don't know what to do right now.
Like if we were out to eat, like traveling.
Well, that and even at home, because if you ate, you're like, I'm going to balloon up and I don't want to feel like that.
Yeah.
But if I don't eat, then it's just as bad because I need to and training all that stuff. So it was a very difficult time. Honestly.
Yeah. And it's hard too. And it's like I have so many different like campaigns I'm filming for, like my app or whatever. It's like I want to feel good and look good.
Yeah.
But it's like when I would eat and get bloated. And I'm saying, you guys, like it was literally just like rice, chicken breasts, or eggs. Like it didn't matter what it was. I was just like something wasn't sitting right, quite literally. So after years of just like dealing with these symptoms, not feeling well, I was like, enough is enough. So I reached out to my dear friend, Amy Migdalia. She's actually been on the podcast a couple of times, and she's just wonderful and so good at what she does, so well educated, and I know is just super good at helping clients with gut health issues. So she took me on and we did a few different tests, which I have some notes. I want to make sure I'm hitting everything because she kind of walked me through this too. And I know that you guys had a lot of questions because I hopped on Instagram a couple of weeks and shared about it, but I'm in week 3. So what we did was, first thing was a full blood panel. And with the blood panel, she said like everything came back looking pretty pristine, except 2 different things. The first one was dehydration, which I feel like I drink a lot of water, but.
You were also drinking a lot of caffeine.
Okay, yes. And that was a point she made. Like I was drinking a lot of caffeine, which obviously we know caffeine dehydrates you. So yeah. So dehydration. And then the other part was low stomach acid. So again, like I said, she said everything else looked pretty great. Like there were no other markers that she was concerned about. She says like a lot of clients, they have a lot of reds, but like everything was super green for me. So blood panel, dehydration, low stomach acid. Second test we did was a stool test. And let me tell you,
Humbling.
very humbling experience. Yeah. It was humbling for you too, because you had to take the box to FedEx for me.
Interesting. Especially when they know what it is and you're like, yeah, it's not mine. So
anyways, I mean, it's super clean. Like you would never know. There were 2 things that popped up on the stool test. The number one thing, which she said when she looked this over and connected the low stomach acid with this result, she was like, that's it. H. pylori, which I knew about H. pylori because, you know, my good friend Mari Llewellyn, she is Pursuit of Wellness podcast. She had that and I heard her talk about that several times. And so I was familiar with it. She had a little bit different symptoms. So I didn't automatically think that like this could be the case. But H. pylori is obviously a bacteria that infects the gut lining, can cause so many different symptoms, but basically it causes inflammation. And that can look so different for so many different people. But again, connected back with the symptoms I was having, gas, stomach pain, bloating, and then one symptom that I did not talk about a lot because I wouldn't say it was super bad, but I did deal with some acne. And you guys are gonna be like, what do you mean your skin looks great? Because I do get skin compliments all the time. But you might have noticed like I'll get like 1 or 2 big guys at a certain point of the month. Why are you laughing?
1 or 2 big guys.
Yeah, but like 1 or 2 big guys.
They
like,
come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I always thought it was like a hormonal thing. But since being on this protocol, I have not had any acne. So that could be it too. And the second thing was just some low good bacteria. So there was good bacteria, but lower amounts where she was like, we would like to see those a little bit higher. The thing with H. pylori and stomach acid is they love an environment. When I say they, I mean H. pylori loves an environment that has low stomach acid because they can hide behind that. So she said even where, you know, I showed high levels of H. pylori, but the H. pylori could be even higher, but they're all hiding in that low stomach acid environment because the stomach acid should kill off a lot of that, right? We also did a MRT test. That was the final test we did that showed kind of all the chemicals I am sensitive to, all of the foods that I am sensitive to. So she created a list, which it wasn't a ton, but there were a couple things in there that I ate every single day that you would think, oh, it's a whole food. That shouldn't be the case. But let me go through some of these foods with you. First thing was caffeine.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. And, you know, full transparency with my caffeine, I was doing probably 2 cups of coffee and then maybe a cup of coffee or a Bloom energy drink in the afternoon. So pretty good amount.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about your addiction to caffeine, which we'll get to in a second.
Necessity.
Ian actually cut out his energy drinks to help me with this protocol. So I'm not a loner. You're still drinking coffee every once in a while. But anyway, so caffeine, cinnamon, which was wild because I love cinnamon, but I showed high sensitivity. Yeah. Banana.
Love them.
Love banana too. Great for training. Not ideal. Oats, another not ideal situation. So any granola that I'm using, I'm making like homemade grain-free granola. It's just basically like nuts. But, also like the oats I'm probably going to like add back in. I have to with my training eventually, which we're going to get there. But yeah, so no oats, banana, caffeine, cinnamon, broccoli, cauliflower. Like there's so many vegetables, which Ian's like, yes, you don't have
I've
to.
been saying it for a while. I don't eat them.
Yeah. And then that was pretty much it.
Caffeine was the toughest one for sure.
And also one thing to note with the testing, it showed that my immune system was depressed, which I was like, what does that mean? But she was like, do you get sick a lot? And I'm like, no, like never, which that can be a sign because like your body is exposed to, viruses or whatever else, and it can't fight off anything or vice versa. Like it's so neutral because it's so depressed that you don't get sick often, which is crazy because I'm sick now. And she even told me this. She was like, once we start your protocol, she's like, you're probably going to get sick because your body is responding.
Yeah.
So wild. 3 and I'm
She was
sick.
right.
Okay, lots of you have been asking about the shoes I've been wearing a lot lately, and now I get to tell you all about them. I actually discovered Caffeine footwear in the most organic way. I was running at an event called Running Man in Georgia, and I met their head of community engagement, and they offered me a pair of shoes to try, just to wear, see how I liked them. You guys, I fell in love almost immediately. These have become my new go-to recovery shoes. I was wearing them constantly, not because I had to, but because I genuinely wanted to. After workouts, running errands, dropping the kids off at school, going to the grocery store. And after I've been wearing them for a while, I had the chance to connect with the Caffeine team again. And during that conversation, I found out that several of their wives have been following me and told them they should work with me. And that honestly meant so much. It felt incredibly full circle and just like the most natural fit because the feeling was mutual. I truly love this brand. I love their mission. I love the shoes. So if you've been wondering about the tan recovery shoes you see me wearing all of the time, now you know. They're Caffeine footwear. And if you want to learn more or check them out yourself, you can head to caffeinefootwear.com. That's caffeinefootwear.com. A few months back, when Ian and I stayed at Withdrawal Resorts and Spas, I finally understood what people meant when they talked about a true reset. And I used to think that like getting a little reset was going on vacation, but no, it's not just getting away for a few days. It's actually about slowing down enough to breathe, reflect, and feel present again. So at Withdrawal, the moment you arrive, everything shifts. The days are intentionally quiet, phones are put away, and you're encouraged to truly be present. And I spent my time moving between spa treatments, mindfulness experiences, movement classes, and time out in nature, also with meals that were both nourishing and tasted incredible. But I think what I loved most was how peaceful it felt. There's no pressure to do anything. I mean, you can literally spend your day, the entire day at the spa if you want, or if you just wanted to sit by the pool and journal, or take a nature walk, or just simply enjoy stillness. And while it's amazing for solo time and self-care, it's also such a special place for couples. I know Ian and I really enjoyed our time, and I feel like it would be so fun even with a trip with friends. It's the kind of environment where you reconnect, you unwind together, and actually feel rested when you leave. So Withdrawal, it's not about escaping your life. It's about coming back to it, feeling calmer, clearer, and more grounded. Book a stay and start your journey toward life and balance at Withdrawal Resorts.
So let's talk about what I'm doing because I'm taking like 25 pills a day, you guys.
She's got an entire pharmacy in one of the drawers.
I do. So with the food, I have cut out caffeine, and that was very hard. That was probably the hardest thing that I've done. But I am the type where if I have my mind set on something, there is no stopping me. And I know you can attest to that. Absolutely. There is no stopping. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. We're going to be great. We're going to cut out all these things to follow the protocol. I'm going to eradicate this. I want to feel better. End of story. Cut out the caffeine. Day 1, I'm like, oh, okay, I missed the caffeine. I'm really tired. Day 2, immediate headache. That lasted for 3 days.
Yeah,
it lasted for 3 days.
Rough.
It was really hard. I was falling asleep, like sitting in a chair, I think day 3.
Yeah.
And then over time, eventually it got better and better and better. And what's crazy is the things that I've noticed since cutting out caffeine is this. more sustained energy, which sounds crazy because you're like, do you have the energy that you had with caffeine? No. Like I definitely had more energy after a coffee, but then I would have a crash.
Yeah.
And that's what I notice now is I'm fine throughout the day. I'm not ever like, oh, I'm so tired. I need to go take a nap or whatever. I just go to bed at night. Like, and it's very sustained energy, which is great. Would it be ideal to have a cup of coffee before my, tempo run? Sure. But right now we're not doing that and that's okay. And I know I can do it. I'm honestly drinking a lot more water because of that instead of going to like my protein coffee or whatever else, an energy drink. I'm drinking a lot more water. So with that, helping that dehydration, obviously putting in electrolytes, my water, I'm drinking so much water. I'm probably drinking about 100 to 120 ounces a day, like 3 of my big hydro jugs. So we're thriving there. And then I'm focusing on obviously all whole foods, which is what I pretty much have done, but I'm also cutting out anything packaged. So
Also tough
that's really hard too.
for me.
My protein powders, my protein bars, which that's pretty much all the processed things I'm doing. I mean, I would do like packaged granola, which is fine. There's no like artificial ingredients or refined sugar in there. Simple Mills, sweet thins I would eat pretty much every day for like dessert. The big part is the protein because here's the thing. You guys know I love hitting a protein goal and I knew, okay, I'm going to have to get all of my protein from Whole Foods, which is 140 grams of protein, 150 grams of protein, depending on the day. So that's a lot. And it's been hard. The first few days were really hard. And like I said, while I traveled, I had like 2 slip-ups where I was like, I have to get my protein in, traveling so hard. So I did have protein powder, but I responded fine. And I'm hoping that in a few weeks, I can add that back in, truly. Like I think that she'll allow that as my gut is better. But I will say this, cutting out the protein powders and all of that is not going to help necessarily bring the H. pylori or like eradicate that. It's just going to create a better environment for it to be eradicated, if that makes sense. Yeah. Now, with the low stomach acid, again, that's going to help to like cutting out all these things, focusing on whole foods, create a healthier atmosphere and hopefully produce more stomach acid and accompany to the supplements I'm taking. So let me take you through the supplements I'm taking. First things first is I am taking some things to help with a better environment to digest. So I'm taking like obviously some enzymes, another product that's helping with creating more stomach acid that I have to take with each meal. So I've been doing that. I'm also taking some antimicrobials. I'm also taking some antimicrobials, some natural herbs for the H. pylori. And this is all programmed custom to what Amy believes is best for me. So that is the case. And the reason why we did not do antibiotics, because I got a lot of questions on that, is if you target the root cause, and I'm quoting Amy here, if you target the root cause of H. pylori, it can be eradicated naturally. A lot of the people, when they go on antibiotics, they're not targeting that root cause. Therefore, the H. pylori can come back, because we know it lives in environments where it thrives. For me, it's that low stomach acid. So we're hoping we can reverse that, eradicate the H. pylori, and we're going to be in a good spot. Another thing I want to say too is another reason why I personally am not doing antibiotics is because there were no virulence factors present. When there are virulence factors present, I think that a lot of providers like to take that antibiotic route, which makes sense. But again, if you're not targeting the root cause, it can come back, even if you do it with antibiotics or without. So taking the natural herbs for that. I'm also taking some probiotics, prebiotics to help that are specific to what my body needs based on that stool test she did to see where the low bacteria, good bacteria is, to help support that. And then we're taking a binder, which is a big one. This has like a lot of different things in it. I take it at night, but like I remember seeing like charcoal, the biggest one, which is funny because anytime the kids have like tummy issues, diarrhea, whatever, I always give them charcoal pills because it binds everything and takes it out. So it has a lot of charcoal in it, but basically it's just going to bind everything and wash it out that night. So I am doing this for 12 weeks. And I guess I should say we, because you are doing it right beside me, which means so much. When he told me, he was like, I'll cut out caffeine with you. Because I think he knew that was like the one thing I was most scared about. I was like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. Thank you. It means so much.
I'm still scared. 4 weeks in.
He's asleep right now, actually.
Accurate.
No, but you've been doing great with that. And yeah, I feel so much better. And that's what's crazy is because it's only 3 weeks in, but I feel so much more less inflamed. I have not had any stomach pain. I have not had any gas. I have not had any bloating.
The flare-ups.
The flare-ups, they're gone. And it's only week 3. I'm like, this is wild.
You be a different person.
I mean, truly. And that's what Amy was so confident. She was like, you're going to be feeling like a different person. She was like, truly, like, I'm so excited for you. That's why I love Amy too, is she's so, she believes in what she does so much and is so convicted in it. And truly, there's so much joy behind her treating all of her clients. Like, I hear her talk about her clients and there's so much joy behind it. And she's like that with me. She's like, thank you for trusting me. Like, I just cannot wait for you to be feeling like a different person. And
It's a good feeling.
that keeps me going. So yeah, the plan is to do this for 12 weeks. We cut off all of the supplements because we are food focused, right?
Yep.
Cut off all the supplements. And then hopefully we will retest at that point and the H. pylori will be eradicated. My stomach acid will have gone up and I will be a lot better.
Not including the caffeine. What's been the hardest part for you?
The protein powders.
I cut those out a while ago. So that wasn't an issue for me.
Yeah.
I know that stuff. Because it's
And
quick protein.
it's hard too because it's like ProMix is a clean brand. It's not like
Very
it's bad ingredients,
No, I mean,
but packaged is packaged, processed is processed.
Right.
And the gut, at the end of the day, it recognizes that.
yeah, it's been the chips for me, for sure.
The chips.
Not eating some Siete chips.
Hey, tell them what you told me a few days ago with the C4s.
What did I tell you?
How you feel better.
Oh, man. Well, let's see. I was doing 2 at a minimum C4s a day, sometimes 3 on a good day. But I have felt substantially less inflamed and do feel better not consuming them. Now, if it's the caffeine or if it's the actual C4s, I love my C4, but I do feel better. So
Yeah.
it's still hard every day.
It's still hard. I think the hard part for me too is the no protein powders, the no protein bars with my Ironman training because I'm eating a lot of calories. And another thing too, I didn't mention this part, and I've been doing this, but 3 meals a day with a snack if needed. So it's like, that's a lot of calories and strategic thought to get the protein in for 3 meals a day.
Yeah, what do you got to do 40 to 50 for you
Well, that's
per
what I've been
meal.
doing. And I've been kind of eating the same thing because I'm like, okay, this works for me, but it's my Greek yogurt bowl, which thank God I can do dairy. Can you imagine?
It would be even more tough trying to do that.
So I'm doing a Greek yogurt bowl and then I'm doing 2 eggs and half a cup of egg whites. And that comes out to around 50, 55 grams of protein.
I'm having to double up most of the stuff because I need closer to 70 per meal. I'll have to do a snack. But I mean, do you remember what I ate for breakfast when we left for the airport? I drank a carton of egg whites.
Oh. But was that worth it?
Yeah, absolutely. I was still hungry, but you can drink a carton of egg whites.
I just like chewing my food. Like I feel like
I like chewing it too, but didn't have time.
Yeah.
It's 50 grams of
Hey,
protein.
you got to do what you got to do.
Chug it. It's not great though.
Yeah. So anyways, that's kind of like my gut health situation journey in a nutshell. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'm definitely going to be updating you all in between, like whether it's on Instagram or on here, because I know I'm not the only one feeling this way. And I got so many responses when I did post on stories about this, my plan from you guys that are like, oh, I'm feeling the same way, or I had that and this worked and blah, 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 blah. And again, we're all bio-individual. So what works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for the other, right? But I feel super good with where I'm at and I'm on like the right journey.
I can tell you feel better.
Yeah.
That's
Like I
good.
haven't said anything about my stomach hurting.
Which is surprising, but also great. So, but you definitely seem like you feel a lot better.
Yeah. So feels good. So we'll update you soon, but that's it with the gut health things.
On to the next 3 weeks. Let's go.
But I will say, if you have struggled with H. pylori or know someone who did and kind of have like a good system in place or things that helped you, definitely let me know. I love connecting with you guys. I love hearing your stories. And I mean, that's what we're about. We're a community. Us girlies got to stick together and help each other out. So if you'll have any questions, let me know. and I will update you all soon. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. It really helps us grow and bring you more great content. See you guys next week.